So today we're going to be testing out some clicker dies from AliExpress. This might be a voiceover one, this might be one that needs to be gone through. So I've used it one time. I will say I used some thicker leather the first time and kind of lost a couple hole punches, but we can fix that. Do have some spare ones somewhere, but it's not make or break. So we're going to use, this is some belly leather that I got on sale from Blue Tandy. So I just like to do some prototyping, so I'm just going to take a slice right here just to work with it. This is just craft grade. You can get a whole belly for like $20. I got pretty lucky with this one. This one doesn't look too bad on the camera. Get a measurement of that. 1 second, please. That's 1.7, 1.1, about 1 millimeter. We can consult the guide. It's between 2 to 3 ounce. This is just a piece from Buckle Guys magazine. I like to keep it handy here. This is my little cheat sheet. So I'm going to cut out all these pieces here over on my press behind me. I'm not going to film that just yet. The behind the camera isn't set up really for filming. I can kind of squeeze these all in there. See how I'm going to mock it up. So I'll press these all out and then we'll dye them. We're going to go purple and green. Alright, so all the pieces are in there stuck. Makes it real fun. So they do give you a little relief hole. Now what I have been using is a pencil. The pencil fits kind of perfect in there, and I use the rubber side, not the more of the leather too bad. So I just kind of have to give it a little bit of love to get it above that point. Then you can kind of very gently work your way around. Now most of these dies, this is probably the one I've had the most difficulty using, just because it's so small. See, that's our piece. Pretty good edge, but I'm really not expecting this one to last too long out of all the ones I have. Didn't even press those. So we'll have to do a little bit of magic on this one here. So, got a couple of them. It's fine. It's more important about the outside. This is just for the detail there. Set these off to the side. Now this one, I ended up taking a needle. So just put a needle in backwards just to get it started. And then I just used a needle There's a little fan. Now I noticed on this, it gets really close to that edge, but since this is just going to be wrapped around, it's fine. What I typically do is once I have the ring and stuff on there, I actually throw in another stitch line up here to kind of make this tighter, or you could use a rivet. So the next thing we're going to do is get some paper towel. So I'm still pretty new to coloring and dyeing leather, but I like to try it, experiment with it. We're going to use these Eco Flow, and we're going to cheat. I have some like daubers that are already like a little bit used. It's probably best practice to use new ones each time, but these still have some fluff to them. Just kind of work on them. Gloves are probably preferred. I like to put just the dye in there. Glass is good because it cleans up pretty easily. That way I'm not, you never want to daub into this. Just give it a quick. The deep violet. Let's get this in shot. This I'm just gonna do quick. Purple carrot for royalty, right? And this will lock in that so it won't transfer, so your hands don't look like that. So I'm gonna pause the video and let this dry. So you wanna make sure everything's shooken up. I'll shake it up off camera. Pour just ever so slightly, a little bit into our thing. Now I have these little awesome like disposable brushes. They're pretty much the same thing from the dollar store for like craft brushes, but I'm just gonna daub in there. I'm gonna do the green one first. Just gonna give it a light painting. So I'm just hitting those edges. I'm by far not a pro at this, but still having fun. So because this is glass, like I said, it's real easy to clean out. don't use these shot glasses for anything for drinks. So these were a gift from groomsmen. You probably can't even make it out. It is. But let's see how well that shows up. So we're going to start here at this stitch line, work our way out, come down, and we're going to be stitching the back and the front to this. Squeeze in, get this stitch line, work our way around the outside. Halfway up, we're going to attach our fan to it. Halfway through that, we'll attach our back piece to it. And then we'll finish right about there. These are unfortunately some of the finest Amazon basic ones, but it has a nice variety. They have a nice light goldish bronze, silver, antique bronze, and then the rose gold. I love the rose gold, the copper color. There's black, but since we're going with the purple carrot for royalty, I think there's no reason not to use the golden color one. It's going to be the traditional white because it's going to pop on the blue, or on the purple I mean. It's going to pop on the green, and you'll be able to see as I stitch it. So this is the 0.8 millimeter. And then I use those John Jameson needles. I have the two smaller sizes. I don't keep them in the package. So you can see if I do a 2 right there, it will do a nice little thread that we can button it up. So that when this is assembled and over, I don't like the slop here. So I like to bend it over once it's all assembled, and I'll do just a stitch here up higher just to make this a little bit more snug on the eyelet. So I'm gonna try and stitch it out here for you. So for thread, it's gonna be saddle stitch, so typically people do 3 times around. So I just walk this around. It's 1, it's 2, it's 3, and for a little bit extra good luck, I'm gonna cut a little bit extra. It's a lot easier to work with extra than trying to save it or stress yourself out. So there's a bunch of videos on how to thread it, but I'm pretty lucky on when I snip it and you cut that thread. If you cut it at an angle, gives you a little bit of a poker, and then you just, Ritza is nice because it's flat. You just pull that taunt, and that will stay on that end. There's plenty of people that will explain to you a lot better job than I will. But this is my art therapy. Thank you for watching with me. Hopefully I'll be able to do like a live stream, be able to do something fun. It's getting close to dinner time, so this is, you know, dry to the touch. It's not transferring. We'll clean up the edges once it's all done. So I'm gonna start here. Now what I like to have nearby, just in case, I do have a stitching all just to open up the holes if I need to, so they're nice to have by. I don't need this. But, so you do see it. There we go. Just run these 2 in. So I just try to make it even, best we can. That's the start. So saddle stitch, take the one from before, work it over. Since this isn't really doing anything but giving this that look, it doesn't have to be perfect, but try to be. There's our one stitch. So now we're going to add our back plate to it, right? So close this in, but what I'll do is I'll put that one through, try and match it up. So take the one from the back side, have it come out. Without making a knot. Without making a knot. Too bad of a knot. We'll pull this one through. Okay, so halfway there. Now we have a decision. Do we try to go on top like I've done before? I can go on the back side. I think this time I'll try and sandwich it. I think that looks pretty cute. So it's gonna be string of white. We'll still put this one on the back side. So just gonna open it up. Get our needle and thread through one. Through this. Always a fun game of stretching. There we go. I don't own this pattern. I'm going to do a little bit of research to see if I can find who made this pattern. So I got this pattern from AliExpress. So that's the whole point of this video, was to so this is always fun when you're adding another piece. You just gotta take your time, straighten up, chase, and wiggle that needle. So now it's in there. So now everything's captured. So it's just gonna be in through the front, pull it back, catch a hole, catch a hole, catch a hole, catch a hole. Yeah, so let's talk about trying to support the artists who found it. So I try my best when I buy a AliExpress pattern. Sometimes they don't do a good job of hiding who originally owns the pattern. So what I do is since I'm part of the leather community, I try to find who made that pattern, and I will buy the pattern from them as well. So it is kind of my moral compass. I'm not really selling any of this stuff. This is all for my friends and family. So you can see how close it is, and you can use the lighter. This is probably the best $20 you can spend. Runs off AA batteries. You just push it, this little button. This will get hot. Just touch it to the thread. It melts it back. So now there's that. So I'm gonna take this and just bend this forward a little bit. This is one of those awesome Japanese pricking mats. Take this and just give it a nice little tap. Went through. Now, since this isn't really structural, I'm just going to take a piece that I have that's longer and just sew back and forth. Snip these. Take our thread zapper. There we go. So now we'll talk about the finishing of these edges. I kind of like this raw edge. We could dye that. I could color it in with a Sharpie, but I'm gonna sand it up real quick here. I'll show you. So this is a really awesome Ryobi little 18 volt little Dremel. Has a little remote aspect to it, so this can sit off before. So I have a burnishing bit on it, so I'm gonna push this lock, pull that out, throw in a sander. Should definitely always do this with it off, like on the battery discharged, but a little bit of a run. You just snug this down. This has adjustable speed. I like to always start on 1 and spin it nice and slow. I'm just gonna just even this out. Now the nice thing is this is die cut, so because we're not doing it by hand, it's pretty much perfect. But I like to just clean it up just a wee little bit. Some Tokonol oil. This is veg tan, so you can use just some water, some spit, whatever it takes for you. So I'm just pushing down that lever and lock it, and then just snug it up. So this, I have a whole little kit of these, but I like this coned one. So the Tokonol oil, take any piece of kit. So I've been using my scratch all, just throwing a little bit in there. Tokonol is pretty good. I have the black Tokonol. I tried it one time and got it all over, so but it's different. And I've also used the Gar gum, or the gum one. This one has like a very alcohol-y smell. I haven't done just water, but you can always try that. So I'm at level 1, and I'm just gonna see how this pointed one just gets in those creases, and I can kind of walk it in. I'm gonna bump it up to like 3. Turn up the max. And then I like to take a little bit of cloth This was something I bought, a piece of leather. It comes in this terry. Just give it a little rub down. I think total time with filming, probably about a half hour, give or take. I like it, you know? I think that looks real pretty. Edges look pretty shiny. Probably could have dyed the edges purple, but I like that contrast. I don't know. Tell me what you think. What is the next one you want me to show you? I can do a comparison. I did get the leather roses that I've made in the past, and I got that pattern from Weaver, or from Tandy for free, and I had Texas Custom Dyes make me a die for that. That was a lot more expensive than this. I think this was like $22 with shipping, and it came in, you know, a month, if that, where the Texas dyes came from Texas to PA within a week. And I mean, they did a killer job. They have the foam to where it cuts and then it pushes and releases. There's a lot more love from the Texas dye, but that was like a $300 expense, where this was, you know, easy way in. So I'm gonna edit this up and post some pictures and videos. Thank you for watching Theo Leatherwork.